Hey everyone, welcome to my workshop. My name's Randy and today I'm going to be building something from one of my favorite movies of all time, Big Trouble in Little China. And from that movie, this is the Sideshow Collectible 6-scale figure of Jack Burton.
Who? Jack Burton. Me.
Now, I need to build a display to showcase... Oh no. R2, what do you want? I didn't say it was my favorite movie of all time. You know Empire Strikes Back is still my favorite movie. Yes, we all know you were the hero of that movie. You fixed the hyperdrive at the end. Look, I'm trying to do a YouTube video here. Could you maybe get out of the shot? I'll get to it, okay? All right. See you later. Sorry about that. As I was saying, I need to make a display to showcase this, and that's what I'm going to be building today. Okay, so let's take a quick look at this figure. Jack is one of Sideshow Collectibles' regular 6-scale figures, and it's not a deluxe edition, so it doesn't come with an elaborate set piece from the movie or anything like that. Jack just has this regular stand, and then he's got his gun and his knife and a silly look on his face that says, I'm trying to be an action hero, but I really have no idea what the heck I'm doing. And the idea that I have is not to make something that's a direct copy of something that's in the movie, but rather something that's inspired by the look of it. And what I mean by that is if you've seen the movie, you know that there are areas in there where it looks like it's a cavern or a dungeon or something with stone walls, and then the characters will walk through a door and suddenly they're in a room that looks really nice with artwork and Chinese sculptures and things like that. So my idea is to have a sort of dingy looking stone wall behind Jack with an archway that you can look through, and in the back there'll be an area that's lit up and it has a finished wall with some gold trim and things like that. And the other thing that comes with this figure is this. This is the Guardian, and it's supposed to hover over Jack's shoulder on a wire, which I really don't like because it sort of makes it look as though this is supposed to be his companion. But again, if you've seen the movie, you know that this is an enemy. It's a spy for the bad guy. So I'm going to try to make this look like it's floating in the background. I'm going to put it on the wire and try to hide the wire. Well, that's the plan anyway. So with that in mind, I can get started building.
I want to make the base look like a stone floor, so I have a V-groove bit here in my router, and I'm just going to use this to cut grooves in the wood to make it look like grout lines.
Now I have to make the cuts in the opposite direction, and I don't want this to look like a checkerboard. I want it to look like stone tile. So I have to remember not to pull the router all the way across here. I have to remember to cut here, lift, etc., etc.
To complete the stone floor look, I'm going to use textured spray paint. After a few coats of this, it should give it the look of sandstone.
Okay, so I let that dry overnight and it looks like the textured paint did its job. This looks and feels like stone tile. And I've got my other piece here which is completely dry and it's also painted black. So I can go ahead and put these together now. Okay, so now this is actually starting to look like something, and I have my back piece here, which I'm not going to fasten in place yet because I still have to determine exactly how I'm going to decorate it, how I'm going to paint it, etc. So I need to work on the front stone facade and archway, and I'm going to be making that out of this stuff. This is a piece of XPS foam that I've already gone ahead and cut to size on my bandsaw. This stuff is usually used to insulate houses with, and you can pick it up at your local home center. And it's a great material to use to make anything because you can cut it, sand it, carve it, indent it, paint it, and do pretty much anything you want to it, and it's going to hold its shape. In my case, I'm going to be making it look like stone by using a technique that I learned on one of my favorite YouTube channels called Black Magic Craft.
I'm going to start by using a ballpoint pen to draw bricks into the foam. Now I'm going to use an adjustable knife to cut grooves into the lines that I just drew. These need to be about 1/8 of an inch deep. To avoid repetition, I didn't show it again, but I went over those lines one more time with a ballpoint pen to deepen them and make them look like grout lines. I've added some cracks here, and I'm also adding some chips. To really make this look like stone, I need to add texture, and I do that by just rolling some aluminum foil over the surface. This isn't going to look much like stone if it's pink, so now it's time to add some color. I start by giving the entire surface a coat of black acrylic paint. Now I added some gray to the black. I'm not dry brushing at this point, but I'm trying to avoid getting into the grout lines and the deeper cracks. Now I can start dry brushing with a little bit of gray, and after that I'm going to add some white to the gray and do it again. As a finishing touch, I'm dry brushing on a little bit of brown to make it look weathered and dirty.
Okay, so now I can go ahead and start working on the back piece, which I've already painted red and I've cut a rough opening out with my jigsaw. The next step is going to be for me to make a window frame that goes around here. And this goes back here, and there's going to be some Chinese characters in that window. And the word that I've chosen to use is the word mafan, which means trouble in Chinese. And the reason I know that is because my wife is from China, and for some reason she calls me that a lot. Very funny. Droids.
Now I'm going to add some LED strip lights that I picked up online. You can cut these out every 3 lights and they have an adhesive backing that you can use to stick into anything. Now I'm going to go ahead and put on the back piece. Underneath that piece of plastic you can see there's some blue LEDs that are going to light up the word trouble. Now I just need to hot glue the stone in place, and this project will be ready to hit my shelf.
We're almost out of here. Now from here on it gets pretty normal. Offices, storerooms, a nice false front. I count to 3. I open that door, and we move out.
Everybody got that?
Ready? Follow the leader. 1, 2, 3. We may be trapped.
Okay, so this project is finished and Jack is ready for action on my shelf. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up and let me know what you think of it down in the comments. And if you'd like to see me build more geeky things like this, consider subscribing to my channel. See you next time.
See you around, Burton.
Never can tell.